Picture this. You're standing at the baggage carousel after a 10-hour flight, and you watch your $400 hardshell ride toward you, cracked in half, spilling your clean clothes onto the dirty conveyor belt. I've spent the last 8 years testing tons of brands across more than 160 flights to see exactly what survives the cargo hold and what ends up in the airport trash can, so you don't have to learn the hard way. To keep this fair, I'm judging these 12 brands on four non-negotiable criteria. We're talking durability, weight, hardware, and value. We're starting at the bottom with Amazon Basics hardside luggage because it's a gamble you'll likely lose. On our durability scale, this is a flat 0. The shell is 100% ABS plastic, which is frankly an insult to consumers. It's brittle, cheap, and lacks any flex. If a handler tosses one heavy bag on top of this in the belly of a 787, it's game over. You're left with a massive spiderweb crack and a ruined vacation. Buy it for a road trip, but never check it in. Because I've personally seen these crack just from being stacked under one heavy suitcase in a standard hotel shuttle. Amazon is a mess, but if you think that's bad, wait until you see the engineering disaster waiting for us at Rank 9 IT Luggage, the brand that wins the weight war but loses the durability battle. They market themselves as the world's lightest. By using thin fiberglass rods instead of reinforced aluminum, it wins on weight, but it fails our hardware test. Travelers are reporting wobbly wheel syndrome, where the thin internal frame warps, making the bag drag like a wounded animal through the terminal. Internal testing even shows that the fiberglass frame deflects by almost 2 inches when loaded to the standard 50-pound limit. Nelson rig is a staple in the motorcycling world, but its commuter series has a major shelf life problem. The issue is UV degradation. While their Ultramax fabric is marketed as fade-resistant, long-haul riders in sun-drenched regions like Arizona or the Australian outback are reporting that the material becomes brittle after high exposure. My own set turned from deep black to a chalky gray after just 1 week in the Mojave sun. When that fabric weakens, the stress points around the mounting buckles are the first to snap, potentially sending your gear into the path of traffic. It's a decent budget choice for local commutes, but keep it off the cross-country trails. The North Face Rolling Thunder is a legend, but it's known to be a victim of its own beefy construction. The specific issue here is dead weight. This fails the weight and value criteria for the modern traveler. With 2026 international carriers enforcing strict 10-kilogram limits, you lose half your allowance to the bag itself. You're essentially paying a premium for a logo that limits what you can possibly pack. It's an indestructible tank for checked luggage, but as a carry-on, it's just an expensive way to get hit with gate check fees. Viking Bags offers that classic leather look for half the price of premium competitors, but recent road test data highlights a critical mechanical failure: the mounting hardware bolts. High-frequency engine vibrations, especially on twin-cylinder bikes, cause these non-tempered bolts to shear clean off. There are dozens of reports of riders losing a full pannier at highway speeds because the hardware couldn't handle the oscillation. I had a mounting bolt snap on the I-10. I watched my left pannier tumble into a ditch at above 70 miles an hour. If you buy these, do yourself a favor and spend $10 at a hardware store for grade 8 steel bolts before your first trip. Moving to rank 7, we have the Nomadic 40-liter travel bag. This is the ultimate organization trap. It features over 20 pockets and compartments, which sounds great until you're at a 2026 TSA checkpoint. If you get flagged for a secondary search, the agent has to unzip and inspect every single hidden sleeve and mesh divider. Repacking this specialized puzzle while a line of frustrated travelers glares at you is a 15-minute nightmare. It's perfect for the hyper-organized everything-in-its-place nomad, but if you value speed, avoid this clutter. Next is the Peak Design Travel Backpack 45 liters. While it's a design masterpiece, it has a serious ergonomic flaw: the straps. Now, travelers haul heavy tech like VR headsets and dual monitors. The lack of load lifters and significant shoulder padding becomes a literal pain. If you have a shorter frame, the bag sits awkwardly high, digging into your neck with every step. It's great if you're already in the Peak Design ecosystem, but for long-haul walking, your traps and spine will pay the price. I mean, carried this through Tokyo for barely 2.5 hours. By noon, my shoulders were numb from the lack of padding. Thankfully, there is a brand built to bounce back and provide the much-needed support. Our first safe pick is the Patagonia Black Hole series. The 2026 update is a game changer because it uses a 100% recycled TPU film laminate with a matte finish. This stuff is practically invincible against the elements. Unlike the brittle plastics of the lower-ranked brands, this material remains flexible in freezing temperatures and sheds water like a duck's back even after years of being tossed into dusty truck beds. It's the gold standard for adventure travelers who need gear that survives the world, not just the airport. At rank 4, we have the Rimowa Original. Owning an aluminum Rimowa is a double-edged sword. While they launched a specialized 2-year replacement service in March 2025 to cover theft and transit loss, the reality on the ground is stressful. These iconic grooved cases are high theft targets at European rail hubs and baggage carousels. Even with a replacement policy, losing your passport, tech, and wardrobe mid-trip is a catastrophic hurdle. It's a beautiful flex for luxury travel, but for solo explorers in high-risk areas, it's an unnecessary spotlight. Our next safe pick at rank 3 is Kriega. For professional bikers, this is the only name that matters. While brands like Viking use plastic clips, Kriega builds its US dry pack system with 6061T6 aircraft-grade aluminum hooks. Combined with 1000D Cordura construction and a legitimate 10-year warranty that actually covers heavy use, these bags are practically crash-proof. They're 100% waterproof and modular, meaning you can stack them as your trip grows. If you're riding off-road or cross-country, don't gamble with budget straps. Kriega is the industry's most reliable insurance policy. At rank 2, we have the Tumi Alpha 3. If you're a business professional traveling 100 days a year, Tumi's global repair network is your ultimate insurance policy. They operate in over 60 countries, meaning if a zipper fails in Tokyo or a handle snaps in London, you can often get it fixed at a local boutique that same afternoon. Their patented FXT ballistic nylon is the toughest fabric in the game. It's virtually untearable. You aren't just buying a bag, you're buying 2026's most reliable support system for a high-stakes career. One brand still outperforms Tumi where it matters most: the wheels. Finally, the first spot goes to the Travel Pro Platinum Elite. There's a reason over 220,000 flight crew members from 90 different airlines swear by this brand. This is the only bag on the list that hits a perfect score across durability, hardware, and value. The Precision Glide system uses Magnetrack wheels that stay perfectly straight, and the 100% polycarbonate shell handles real-world abuse because it is engineered to flex and absorb impact rather than shattering. It's a professional tool built to be repaired, not replaced, making it the smartest investment for 99% of travelers. I've dragged my Platinum Elite over cobbles in Rome and ice in Oslo. The wheels still spin like new. My final piece of advice is this: your luggage is the only thing standing between your expensive gear and a distracted baggage handler. You'll rely on this bag for thousands of miles over the next decade. Don't cheap out on a brittle shell just to save $50 today, or you'll